You're not here to promote the Chips movie. It's not coming out for a while, but you're in it, you're directing it, and you're the perfect guy because you are not only a muscle car freak, you love motorcycles. So you ride them.
I do. Since I was probably 12, I've been riding them, and when I first moved to LA, I was a motorcycle messenger, and so I ride all over the city because we have such terrible traffic. And you are legally allowed to lane split in California, drive between the cars.
Yes. Now I've noticed when I'm driving, they come so close. I'm in my car.
Your Hummer.
Yeah,
It's very wide.
I have 6 Hummers strapped together when I drive, and I'm like, suck it, and
one on top of another, and you're way up high.
It just fires money out the back, and it runs on rainforest trees. And I just jam into the tank.
Koala bear steering wheel.
Koala bear first steering wheel. Arnold's in the back seat. This is fantastic. But, you know, I was curious about something because while I'm driving my car to work, I noticed that, like, a motorcycle will be zipping by at 30 miles an hour because we're all stuck in traffic, and he'll miss my rearview mirror by what looks like half an inch. They get so close.
Yeah, there's not a ton of room. But the great thing about it is you're up very high, and I'm a voyeur, so I can see in everybody's car, and I'm naturally a sheriff at heart, so I'm kind of just checking in on everybody to see what's going on. And I will say the real number is 1 in 3 people are text messaging while I pass them on the highway.
Right.
At least 1 in 3.
Yes, I've noticed that. I think we've all noticed that if you're driving
Sometimes
and you look
I'll
over...
be texting, and I look over and someone else is texting.
You're texting while you're lane splitting on your motorcycle. Wow, that's pretty rough.
Video of the guy in India. So, but the other day I saw something for the first time in 21 years of lane splitting in LA. I was pulling up to a light and I glanced to my left, and there was a guy with his phone on his steering wheel, and he was watching a porno at the stoplight. This really happened at Gower and Franklin. And it never occurred to me, but yet the technology permits that now. You can watch a porno while you're driving home, and I thought, that's crazy. But then I was thinking more about it, I was like, the guy was probably at work and he couldn't watch porno there. He's presumably going home to his wife where he will not be allowed to watch porno. This is his window to catch up on his programs.
Catch up on his program.
Because he
I wonder what happened.
The cliffhanger.
I wonder what happened.
Because he wasn't.
The princess gonna get married?
He wasn't pleasuring himself. He seemed to just be catching up.
Wait, so he is driving the car. He's still driving the car.
Yeah, he was doing a great job driving. I have no complaint about his driving.
And he was watching, like, softcore, hardcore? I mean, what's he watching?
It was interracial three-way. It was... I think that's under the umbrella of hardcore.
Yes.
Yeah, that's hardcore.
But I've seen guys do it on planes and on the subway. Yes. On their iPads.
You've seen a guy on an iPad on a plane?
On a plane watching porno.
I saw the pilot doing it. Swear to God, I went into the cabin, commercial flight, pilot, co-pilot, everybody. They were all...
No!
Okay, no. Audience was shocked. They had you all going for a second.
They were like, oh my God, what are they letting him in for? Yep, Conan O'Brien has a key to all cockpits.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
I heard the noise outside the door, and I was like, I'm going in there.
Wait, you're jealous of
I'm
what?
jealous of that guy's confidence, though, because if I had to scratch my nostril on a flight, I'm like, I'm going to get something out of my pocket. Like, I'd be so embarrassed to be caught. But this guy was just...
Okay.
Yeah, but no, it seemed like an aggressive act to me.
Oh, like he was an
like one that you
exhibitionist.
shouldn't take pride in.
Okay, all right.
I have to say, like, going around LA and just driving around the country, it's hard to believe. I don't think there's anything you won't see someone do in a car now.
Well, you told me.
Yes, this is a true story.
Yeah. And I don't want to ruin the punchline, but what did you see driving? You were in like Iowa or something.
Yeah, I was in the Midwest. I was doing something for the show, and I think I've mentioned this before, but I was in a van with a bunch of some writers and cameramen, and we were driving along. I think we were near St. Louis, and I looked out the window, and we were in a van, so we were above, and I saw a guy driving, and he was a big guy, and he was driving with his knees, and he had a giant plate on his lap that had a full-on turkey dinner with all the trimmings. And he was going like 50 miles an hour and steering with his legs. And he was eating the kind of meal that you see in the Norman Rockwell painting Thanksgiving. And he was just like, and I just couldn't believe it.
I wonder if he said grace before he started.
Yeah.
Like really bowed his head and closed his eyes.
Yeah. And then he was done and the plate went aside and then time for porno, you know?